Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry for my lateness, but if you remember the last uh, episode when I talked about Gemini, sometimes we're just historically late for events, even our own events. But when you produce your own thing, sometimes this happens. But no excuses. I'm here now, and tonight is part two. Thanks for joining, Vicky, Chantrell, Pamela. Thanks for joining me in the Counselor's Corner. Hello, Ebony Lowe. How you doing? So tonight is part two about surviving your man's zodiac sign. Linda Bailey. How you doing, Ebony Swanson? Thanks for joining me in the Counselor's Corner. So it's a four-part series. Helen, how you doing? Coming to you live in the Counselor's Corner, based off the book Sensual Astrology for the African American Woman. Sherry Woods, thanks for joining. Everything you need to know about your man through his sun sign by S. R. Covington. I will discuss his signs, characteristics, dating, sexual tendencies, and breakups. The second episode, I'm going to look at Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. So stay tuned for other dates and times for part three and part four. So if you remember part one, I discussed about Capricorns. What was it? Capricorns, Geminis, and Aquariuses. So now we're having part two. So it's some very interesting stuff that came out of this. At least I think so. There's a layer of lag in the live. That's just sometimes how it is with this technology. But I'm gonna keep pushing through. So we look at the Pisces man. Very interesting guy. A man that listens to all your dreams and desires. So he's going to listen to you. He's the type that if you talk about something that you want to do, your goals, your ambitions, he's going to be the type that listens. He's not going to tune you out. Because he wants to really know everything about you. So he's going to be locked in. Danielle Alexander, thanks for joining me. Siobhan Barnwell, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. He loves to be in love. So we used to have a little saying back in our days, me and my crew, that when someone start dating someone, then next thing you know, they holding hands and they always on lockdown with that person. We used to always say he fall in love so easy, and that used to be our joke. So Pisces is that type that they want to be in love. They love to be in love. Guess there's nothing wrong with that. Meredith, thanks for joining me. Dorinda, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. And I guess with the Pisces, it seems like he's chasing that silver bullet, looking for that perfect woman. So with that in place, the brother wants to be in love. He's looking for that perfect person to fall in love with. He spends a lot of time with women trying to see if she is that perfect one. So he's not the type that's going to cut you off real quick. He wants to kind of know everything about you. That's why when I originally said he likes to listen to your goals and desires, because he wants to know everything about you to see if you're that perfect person. Marcia, thanks for joining me tonight. Be prepared to be an open book, because he's going to ask a lot of questions. So when you start talking about, oh, this is something I always wanted to do, this is what I'm passionate about, he's going to have a lot of questions regarding that, because, again, he wants to be in love with you, and he wants to know everything about you. Muriel, thanks for joining. Andrea Ski Love Wilson, thanks for joining me tonight. Muriel said there is no perfect one. Well, we know there is no perfect one. And perfect would only kind of exist in our heads on something that I guess is suitable for us or the ultimate person. But we know there's no such thing as perfection because everybody has their flaws. One thing they say about the Pisces, brother, I don't know. I can't tell you that. But some women, y'all may be able to counter on what I'm saying. But they said he holds it down in the bedroom. So I'm thinking with some of the stuff that I already discussed, and with him being passionate and things like that, and the one to be in love, I can assume that he's a passionate brother. He has he has too much respect, pretty much, for women, I guess, just to take them to bed. So whereas some guys may be quick and they may be all about that, because he wants to really find a person that he can spend the rest of his life with, that he's not going to rush into that. So that's not going to be him. And remember this. Again, I always say there's no absolutes in this. So therefore, this is just a description. If you didn't know what a Pisces was and you had to deal with one, these are some of the characteristics that they'll say how they act. But it doesn't mean that that's the case, because even last show Saturday when we did Gemini, it was some things. Me being a Gemini, it was some things that was definitely dead on, but then there were some things I like, nah, that's not me. Pisces men definitely are very passionate. Okay, Andre, I appreciate that feedback. That's a good thing. He's very close with his mother, and he may even see you as an extension to his mother. And I know that that doesn't work for many of you, because you'll say, I'm not your damn mother, I'm your woman, so I expect everything that your mother did for me that I'm going to do. But on the flip side of that is, I guess he would never disrespect his mother. And therefore, um, you can almost expect that he wouldn't disrespect you. I know like I said, I look at it and see it's a lag in the thing, but I'm working to try to work through that. So just bear with it. This is technology, so I think it'll go in and out. Then hopefully it'll just keep flowing. Um, so in a sense, with him looking at you as maybe viewing you as an extension to his mother, you may begin to feel like you're his parent. And I don't think many women want to sign up for that, but that's that Pisces brother for you. He needs someone who will be a straight shooter. So while he's looking for that perfect situation, sometimes the best person for him is someone that will, maybe give him a reality check and kind of, you know, tell him that, he needs to step his game up, get off shit or get off the pot. So he needs someone that's going to keep it real, someone who's kind of in la la land or going along with the flow with him. Then it's just like, yeah, maybe two lost puppies, both of you. So he needs someone that's strong and gonna kind of put him in his place, keep him on his toes. Uh, he has a fragile heart, so it all makes sense. When you talk about the passion, him wanting to find that person, that fragile heart. He has a memory for all the misfortunes that has happened in his life. So he's the type that may been in relationships years ago, and he may bring that up, the hurt and pain that he went through, or it may be something more serious that happened to him. It could have been child mother, sexual abuse, or maybe emotional abuse from someone, that he'll bring that up. Ebony Lowe said, "Mama's boy." Yeah, mama's boy, pretty much. So keep that in mind. So when he's spilling his guts and telling you this stuff, either you accept it or you don't. If you can't handle it, then you'll know, like, oh, eventually I gotta get away. This is not working for me. Frida Reese, thanks for joining me tonight in the counselor's corner. Let's see what else. Sometimes he has the ability to raise up and help others. So that's his thing. He may take on jobs like in the helping profession, but they may not pay the most. So if, and say for example, if you had this nice paying job and you was trying to motivate him to shit or get off the pot, you may find that the jobs that he take, it's all about, it's all about that ability to serve others and to help them out. And that's his mindset. He may not care about the actual pay. It may make a big deal to you, especially if everything is falling on your shoulders, but that's who he is. Rhonda Watkins Washington, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. What else? And sometimes he act like money grows on trees. So what I mean by that is he has no problem going out shopping, trying to buy the best outfit or something that, great quality. It doesn't matter how much he spends because that's him. He wants to look his best, and he also wants you to make sure that you're looking your best. So Marcia said, even though he may have a relationship with his mother, I personally see nothing wrong with that as long as he has the priorities when it comes to me and her, as long as we are on the same page. Okay. There shouldn't be any conflict whatsoever. Sometimes that's easier said than done. It depends on how that mother plays a factor in it, because sometimes they could be very controlling and put stuff in their son's ear. So hopefully, if she likes you, she'll, fall off. If not, that might be a battle that you have to deal with. Like I said, he dresses head to toe, takes pride in dressing, and expects you to also. He's willing to spend top dollars on clothes. So you probably think that's like a major conflict. Like, well, you already said that he doesn't. Sometimes he takes on jobs that he doesn't make that much, but he's willing to spend top dollar. So therefore, you can already see there might be a little financial issue going on if that's his mindset. Anitra, thanks for joining me tonight. Gabrielle, hello, how you doing? So keep that in mind. He makes poor decisions with his money. So say, for example, if y'all were living together and you told him, okay, could you, and I know in this day and age you could do stuff online, but you still have old school people who may like to do stuff, old school style. Go somewhere and pay it in the place because they don't trust computers. They don't want to put their bank information in computers. So you tell him, oh, you need to go pay the cable bill or whatever the case, or it's going to be cut off. And I need this channel because my shows come on this channel. Hey, Anitra, that brother's the type that may not pay that bill. If something else comes up, he may use it. For something else. Eddie Porter, what's going on, Fast? How you doing, fam? All right. What else about this young lad? I guess he's willing to double up his jobs to make sure you have. So he's all about trying to take care of you. So even though he may have a job that don't pay so much, but to keep you happy, he's willing to work two jobs just so that you could be happy. Charles Searcy, what's going on, Reverend Charles? He likes to build his woman up. So he's definitely into building you up, making you feel special. So I guess in a sense, who wouldn't want that? Everybody likes to be built up, even though sometimes you need to find that intrinsic motivation yourself to feel like you're the best and you're doing the best, and you shouldn't rely on someone. But then again, there's, some people may be a little weaker than others, but he's the type that'll definitely try to build you up. Now, he likes to spend a lot of time alone, and he has a lot of, he's a deep thinker, so I don't know if he'll, I guess that's vital to him. And you'll find a lot of parallels with other signs saying that, guys need, they may want to spend some time alone. I know, like with Geminis, they said they need their space. And I'm thinking that's probably because we're known to be moody. So sometimes you just need to get away. And when he spends that time alone, he would prefer to be within the confines of his home. So he might not be quick to just be around crowds or a lot of things that's, when it's a lot of busyness, as the young generation say, something that's lit. He'd rather be in the confines of his home. If the atmosphere he's in is festive, he can be festive. If it's like a sad or it's kind of somber, then he plays into that. So it kind of depends on the atmosphere, which will get him going. And for the people that's joining, we're talking about probably surviving your band's Zodiac sign. And tonight we're focusing on the Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. I'm getting these signs mixed up. I'm getting old. All right, dating. We know he's romantic. He loves to validate women's feelings. And yeah, I did say, for anybody that I say hi to, hi, hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Hello, Nisi Carter Ellis, thanks for joining me tonight. Tisha, thanks for joining me at Counselor's Corner. Marlo Jordan, thanks for joining me in the Counselor's Corner tonight. And I'm aware that it's freezing, it's a little lag. I think I'm going to have to reposition my area and find out the nice hot spot down in this Counselor's Corner, so I don't have this, because that's very aggravating and it's frustrating, and I know that's big. People like the audio has to be in place as far as that. All right. So he's the type, if you mention anything about a theater, music, painting, or something artsy, he's all about that life. So you'll see a whole different dynamic, a whole different spark in his attitude. That would be like me. And I like to give examples. Typically, I may be quiet if it's around people that I don't know. But I remember I was working a summer job, and I was working with people that were pretty much younger than me. It was a job. I was like an administrator, working with in a gifted and talented program. And there was a selective few that I kind of had conversations with, but a lot of the other staff really didn't know me. So one day we were out, and they started talking about sports, and then they were kind of like stopped and kind of looked, because I kind of went on, and they're like, "Oh my God, we never heard you say more than 5 words, but you're a different person when it comes to sports." And that's just me. That's who I am. When you talk about sports, especially if it's my team or a player, I'm definitely more animated. Ronnie Phillips, thanks for joining me tonight. Rika Hudson, thanks for joining me in the Counselor's Corner. So certain things, you'll see a different animal in him. He will support in each and every one of your dreams. He's shallow when it comes to appearances. So remember, I said that he spends a lot of money, top dollar, for clothes. So that he's big on that, in which some people may say, you don't have to go out and spend this or that. You could have got this instead of that. But because he's kind of superficial or shallow in that area, you can't tell him. He likes to be head to toe. He's the type, even if you don't have that perfect figure, as long as you have confidence in yourself and you're being the best woman that you can be, he will still find love and romance. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Not sure what just happened here. Hello, I'm not. Okay, bear with me. I know what happened. Bear with me, folks. Hello? Oh, this is not cool. It's not cool. All right, so we're gonna have to scratch the headphones. It's kind of helpful because I could kind of drown out any noise in the background. You said you never experienced any of these signs in dating aspect. Edwin Martinez, joining Counselor's Corner. I'm aggravated now. I don't know what the hell that happened. But anyways, so take him to the karaoke and he will blow your mind with his talent. So the brother has some talent. He has some skills. And take him to karaoke. He might show it out. You may see a different side of him that you never seen before. Because again, when you have somebody that's passionate about certain things, they're serious about what they do. So in that case, that's what you may see. If you go to karaoke and he starts singing, you're probably like, damn, this brother can flow. Choose a restaurant with a romantic atmosphere. He doesn't want to be in that crowded type restaurant, probably where you're sitting there and you're waiting and it's humming and it's buzzing. There's a lot of people in there and you hear laughter. He'd rather be in somewhere that is more intimate. The ambiance is different. The lighting is different. And it may be you two back in the cut and he's trying to work his magic. I guess to have a shot at him, you must show him just how well-rounded and independent you can be. I guess you need to be independent because that brother take on jobs that he may not make that much. Somebody got to carry him. Somebody got to help him dress the way he dressed. So he wants to make sure that you independent. Now that may not be the reason. That's just me being the controversial counselor, just throwing that out there, just to give you something to think about. He is not I already said he's not quick to jump into bed with you. He believes in romance. He wants the situation to be perfect before he makes any power moves. So he's definitely going to go through the motions, try to work it out, just because he wants the situation to be right. And you may thank him later for being so respectful. Sex. I know some people are like, we don't want to hear about it, but then some people are like, yeah, I do want to know what's going on with him sexually. Whenever and wherever he wants to have sex, you better be ready. You better be ready, because he may like to get it in, and it doesn't matter where you at. And I find that it may be true with a lot of these different signs. This will be all about his program. So in a sense, he's kind of selfish as far as that. This is about the way he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, when he wants to do it. You just have to be ready to show up for the ball game. Pisces can be freaks in the bedroom. And you might not want to hear this one, but Pisces like living on the edge and will become involved with married women. So something about being involved with a married woman. Maybe it's the thrill of making her come back, knowing that she's not going anywhere because she's married, but something about him putting in all that work and knows that when it's time for her, or maybe when she gets a little worked up, hot and bothered, that she's going to rely on him to, feel that need. He's not interested in like virgins. So if you're a virgin and you're waiting for that guy, he does it. That's not his thing. Because remember, he's a freak. So he kind of wants someone that's gonna, give out that work as well. He has no problem with a dominant woman. So if you're dominant, you take control of the situation. You're not going to get any complaints about him as far as that. He loves to demonstrate sexual pleasure in water because remember, he's a Pisces. So he's the type that may want to jump in the shower, jacuzzi, swimming pool, and anything with water. I don't know, kitchen sink. I don't know. I guess anything you can imagine with water. You said, can he do it? Meaning, can he do it like perform? Well, according to what I guess the statistics said, or S. R. Covington, I don't know. You tell me. Have you ever dealt with a Pisces? He loves feet, so keep your feet done up. Better him than me. Because you know me, I can't stand no damn feet. And I said again, don't put your feet on me. Put on some damn tube socks. You can throw on a sexy lingerie, but throw on some tube socks. Don't come with the N1 basketball shorts or anything like that, but keep them feet covered because I'm going to say 8 out of 10 people's feet are jacked up. And once in a while, you might find somebody with some decent looking feet, but he loves feet. So be prepared for that. So if you like somebody to tickle your feet or put them in their mouths and all that, he's for that life. Doris, what's going on, family? Tiny, how you doing? Felicia Palmer, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. And there's something about a sexy pair of shoes. I don't know. I'm just sitting here, I'm confused. Like, what would be sexy shoes? I don't know. Is it a certain way a woman would walk with shoes? I don't know what sexy shoes look like. So maybe somebody could send me an illustration or inbox me a pair of sexy shoes. And I didn't know shoes could be sexy. If you want freaky sex, let him know. He's all about pleasing you. So if it's some wild, vivid imagination you have and you're dealing with a Pisces, that brother may fulfill that request. Who else is Kimberly Scott, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. And if you're near bed, go for it and don't keep him waiting. Yeah, so if you're near bed, he wants to get it in. So, and more than likely, he's going to drive you to that spot. So you said no tube socks, Anitra. Yeah, well, sometimes. That's with me. A Pisces, he's for that. You know, your feet, he's all about feet. Just make sure they're done up. As far as breaking up with a Pisces, you know, because sometimes it just doesn't work out. Even though he may be passionate and has some great characteristics, but you may say to yourself, it's not for you. Maybe the mother aspect, the mama's boy aspect may not be for you, but it may be something that kind of makes you say, you know what, I want to move forward, and this is I'm not happy with this. Anitra Cannon, thanks for joining me tonight. Kimberly Scott, you said you wish what? You wish that someone liked your feet, or what? Talk to me. Hey, Trish Florence, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. So, breakups. You will have a hard time getting rid of him. I'm just going to be real. That's going to be one of those things that's going to be hard to shake this person. You telling him it's over or let's take a break, he's not going to go out like that. Because remember, he thinks, especially if y'all put in time together, that y'all belong together and y'all perfect together. And remember, I said he needs a straight shooter, somebody shoots straight from the hip that could tell him, like, no, maybe in your mind it's like that, but this is, you know, this is my perspective, and this is what I see playing out. So it's going to be hard to get rid of him. He will hold on to a fantasy that you are the perfect woman. Remember, he likes to spend a lot of time alone, big time dreamer. So he may think this is it. Remember, also, when we were younger, we would say, some people fall in love way too easy. Anitra Cannon, you said, thank you. Okay, I want to know what you're thinking, someone, for about that one. Gloria, Darnell Green, thanks for joining. Nicole Isom, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? So he's gonna be hard to get rid of. He will use his charm to change your mind. So he may have that appeal, or because of his passion, you may say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna give it another try. I don't want to hurt him. He's pretty much good to me, but it's certain. Sometimes it's just some little things that makes you that's a turn off, and you prefer. You're not all the way happy, so you may want to step away. But he's the type that can kind of change your mind. I had a Scorpio man, and he was a pain in my behind. I'm a Taurus, but people say I'm more of a Gemini. Okay, Gemini, thumbs up. Okay, you'll be forever remembered as the woman who broke his heart. So that'll be on your conscience if you decide to leave this Pisces brother because he's close to his mother. He loves to dress and rest because, well, with him, love does live here anymore. I was quoting this apart from, what is it, poetic justice. So it'll be on your conscience, and you'll forever have to live with being that person that broke his heart. So you better think about it. You may need to become critical of him, such as critiquing his style and wardrobe. Like if you start clowning him about the way he dressed, his expensive attire, and his wardrobe, that's a sure way for him to have like a reality check. That light bulb may go off, and he may say, "Wait a minute, trying to dress to impress her and others, and now she's telling me she doesn't care for my wardrobe." So you might start getting one foot out the door with that. He will become subconscious every time you look at him. So you know how sometimes you can look at somebody, give them that side eye, look them up and down. Where people say I'm notorious, or my mother say I'm notorious for looking somebody up and down. So I guess if you do that, he's probably gonna be all freaked out, thinking that you have something going on in your mind, as if he's not looking right. Uh, give him a reason to doubt his opinion of you. Maybe you'll practice poor hygiene. Maybe you'll be sitting around all day and don't brush your teeth or don't take a shower. And maybe you'll be somewhere in public with him and you laughing at silly, crass jokes that he doesn't think is funny and you're cracking up. When he has a concern, tell him to get over it. So if he comes in and you know you still haven't departed from him and he's talking about his job or something, maybe tune him out and tell him to build a bridge and get over it. That may be something to say, like, man, I thought this was the perfect person, but sometimes she doesn't brush her teeth. On weekends, sometimes she'll sit around the whole day, don't shower. She's rude. So he might, that fantasy world may disappear. Gail Price, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. I feel a man who treats his mom like a queen, he will treat you the same way. And a Pisces brother will, but it's the point of, can you handle it? And sometimes it's not the way he treats you, it's the interference that the mother may have in your relationship that may cause a big thing. Because remember, he's never going to disrespect his mother. So if you say you need to put your mother in check or you need to say something to your mother, nah, he's probably forbidden to do that. He'll never do that. So now you feel like he's being pulled between both parties, and you never know how he's going to respond. Angel Palmer, thanks for joining me tonight. If you tell him it's time to find a real job, and kind of remind me, remember one of my favorite movies? Remember A Best Man with Murchy Murch, and he wanted to work with the kids? And what's her name? Shelby, because I guess he could have been a lawyer. he will not do casual sex. So if falling for you after he thought you were the perfect one, and then you turn around and dump him, so he doesn't do the casual sex thing. Chandra, Trisha Green joining me in the counselor's corner. I'm irritated. I'm real. I like stuff to go smoothly, and for one, I don't know what the hell happened with my headset, but we're gonna keep pushing on, and that's all I can do. So that was the Pisces, but I'm still anal enough to still try to get this right because I don't know what happened. So don't mind me. We still gonna move forward. Hold on. Still gonna move forward. I just wanna. I'm anal like that, so I just gotta figure this out. So bear with me. Now marinate on that. Okay, we're back. See, that's how anal. I did not want to let it go. So that's something you'll know about the Gemini. That I'm a little stubborn too in some ways, and I like things to be a certain way. So right there, I just kind of like autistic, like I just didn't feel comfortable moving forward without figuring out what was going on with my headset. Hopefully it don't come down on me again. So now we're moving on with the Aries. Uh, Brother, you have a tight physique. Um, all about upbeat personality. Shakira, thanks for joining me tonight. If you are fun and easygoing, then that is the side you would get from him. So if you display that energy and you fun, you're gonna get that from him, and that's what he likes. And I'm gonna try to pick up the pace. He needs to feel valuable to the woman in his life. He loves to be a gentleman. Every opportunity he gets to be to show chivalry, he wants to do it. So don't grab no door. Y'all walking in together and you just happen to be a step ahead of him, touch the door. No, wait for him to open the door. He wants every little opportunity. He wants to pull your seat out at dinner. He wants to open your car door. He wants to shut it. He wants to take your coat off. Every opportunity he gets, that's what he's trying to do. Uh, he will enjoy treating you like that special woman. Everybody likes to be treated special. If you don't, something's wrong with you. What's going on, Big Raj? Thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. Aries is a go-getter when it comes to making money. When his pockets are fat, he is willing to share with you. So he's more like maybe like the entrepreneur type. And sometimes he's rolling, pockets looking good. And he's the type that may say, hey, let's go on a trip. Let's go on a shopping little spree. And he'll take care of you and treat you like no other. But there's downsides to that. Sometimes his pockets may not be that fat. And it may be a struggle. The test is, can you handle those times? Are you willing to sacrifice and say, you know what? When he has it, he treats me so good. I mean, it's like unbelievable. Or are you kind of like, what have you done for me lately? That type of person. But when he has it, you got it. So that's how he operates. Uh, he may not be a good money manager. At times his pockets may be light. I already said that. He has no problem voicing his opinion. So when you disagree, you have to do it a certain way. Because of his ego, his super ego, you have to, you want to do it more of a southern style, that the good mannerisms. You don't want to be ratchet or kind of like what people would perceive. Maybe you're just a straight shooter and it's your tone, but that would really mess him up if you come up like, you stupid, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard, or whatever the case is. That's gonna really bruise his ego, and we know bruises hurt. uh, Voicing your opinion instead of basically voicing your opinion, you may want to watch how you do it. Michelle Jones, thanks for joining me tonight. He is very ambitious, hardworking, and aggressive. But this is the thing about the Aries. When he needs to talk about something and to get something off his chest, he doesn't care if it's 3 in the morning and you have to be up at like 5. His ass may call you. Or if y'all live together or he's over, he might tap you and just want to bring up that subject. Even though you have to go to work. He doesn't care at that point because he feels like no matter what, you should be there to listen to him. He can be quite bossy and dominant, but warm, caring, and affectionate. He is attracted to women that can keep up with him athletically. So he's the type of brother that you may see with the little shirts on, chest jumping up, rips, the guns, 6-pack, all in shape, type that wake up in the middle of the morning, go mountain climbing or going through trails, jump on his bike. You better be able to keep up with him. You don't want to be sitting around on the couch eating Debbie cakes and bonbons or whatever while he's ready to get it in, because remember, there's other women out there that's physically fit and pay them some attention, and if they feel that your body type, or you're not on his level, they're gonna throw shade. We already know that. He is spontaneous. He may easily want you to do, like I said, rock climbing, parasailing. He may like hanging out at the club. He loves attention from all kinds of admirers. So he loves to step up in the club. And you know how you have some of those thirsty women, they're like, that brother is fine. Look at his body. Oh man, I would give anything for him to work. He can get it. He can get it. He loves that attention. If you're looking to settle down, you may want to wait until he gets older. Because if he's younger and he got his little swag and he's getting all that attention, I'm sure that'll cause a problem. You're going to be competing with him and, competing with a lot of other women who want his services. Hey, Trevor. Hey, Ed. Hey, Trevor, thanks for joining the Counselor's Corner. He is not a one kind of man. Not in the beginning, at least, because he knows that he's well sought after. Women appeal to his looks, his physique, so he, has choices. Tamia, thanks for joining me tonight. The rewards can be great if you can handle his faults. He would treat you special both in and out the bedroom. So that, if you can deal with those flaws and some of those issues, it may work out. But you have to be strong mentally and confident in yourself and who you are. If you can do that, the rewards may be great at the end. If you don't got time for all that nonsense, then you're going to step. Dating, it's important you let him know your interest. Just don't take the lead. So it's okay for you to drop a little hint. Maybe it might be a little eye contact or something, or some way, or your body posture. Because remember, that's part of communication. That's probably like 50% of communication, 55% or something. So maybe it might be some of your body language that you let him know that you're interested. And then he'll take the lead after that. Once he knows, oh yeah, she's feeling me, then he's going to go in. He doesn't mind the chase as long as no one else is chasing you. So he don't do the thing where you have other options and you're expressing to him, oh, I'm dating multiple people right now. He don't do that. All that attention needs to be on him. Avoid conversation that he is not the top dog. So, if you're in conversation, say if you praising telling him about your day at work. And you had this guy, you were having a horrible day. Um, your computer jammed up on you. You had a report to do, and you thought you weren't going to get through it. And that IT person comes and hit a couple buttons, and you back rolling, and he's kind of your savior for the day. Oh, don't tell that Aries that's the case, because he always wants to be in the hero, always wants to be the hero in your eyes. So he doesn't want to hear about how no other man saved you. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Thanks for joining me tonight. So keep that in mind. He wants to be the most fascinating man you've conversed with. The best way to keep him hooked, and is flattery. You have to work it. You have to work your little magic and let him know, like, man, he's that dude. Uh, so let him take the lead in planning the date, or at least make him think it. So I know sometimes that may be an issue. In my previous shows, we talked about guys making plans for dates, and we say that a lot of times women are better planners or organizers, have better executive functioning skills. But with him, he wants to be that guy that's going to plan something. And even if it's really your idea, you have to find some way to manipulate the situation to give him all credit for it. I know that seemed like a lot of work, doesn't it? If you make it past to get to know you stage, get ready for a wild life. It's going to get wild. And it's going to get wild, and we're going to talk about that right now as far as the sex component. His sexual appetite is ferocious. You might want to go to Sam's Club and get some cases of Red Bull because he does all-nighters. So y'all going to rock and roll all night long. I mean, all night long like Lionel Richie. That's how that Aries brother roll. I don't know if he's so built because he's taking steroids or whatever the case is, but that's the thing. Tim Tamaran Wynn, thanks for joining me tonight. I don't know if it's Jack, I don't know if it's Tammy, but whatever. Both of y'all fams, so thanks for joining me. Fred, what's going on? Thanks for joining me tonight. He is not going to plow it and roll over for a power nap. So that ain't going to be him to say, let's take a break. And then snooze off a little bit, then wake up and go back at it. Let's go. That's what he gonna do. Pound his chest and say, let's go. He wants when you share with your friends when they say, so how was Melvin? So how's things been going with Melvin? Did you sleep with him yet? And don't act like y'all don't tell your girlfriends or someone that you're close to, your sister or somebody, y'all little encounters, even though they say you shouldn't, but people do. He wants to make sure that you report to him that he's an A+. So it's important that he puts in that work. Sexually, do not take the lead. He likes to be in command. He likes to be in control. So don't initiate anything. Let him take the lead. This may be overwhelming, but enjoy it and just relax and enjoy it. Don't hold back if you want to make him happy. So don't say, excuse the noise. Eric McCracken, what's going on, E? Don't say that, I didn't want to put out everything. I wanted to save some, whatever. I couldn't show him all my tricks from day one. Because if you fake jacks like you can handle it and he does not know it, be prepared to be John Deere in overdrive. If you know what John Deere means, the tractor, that plow, be prepared. That second, third, or fourth time, because you perceived or you had him thinking that you handled it well, he's going to go really hard those next few times. And if you couldn't handle it that first time, you may just say, hold on, that was too much. You better let him know, but you better not hold back either. He will be ready to get busy in the elevator, taxi cab, anywhere. And I know y'all probably thinking like it's a common theme that men enjoy sex. And I know women do too. And this is only the perspective like for men. Like it'll be interesting to get into the Zodiac signs with women. And that's next. I got to be fair. he stays in beast mode, you may need to guide him into a more tender side. So you may have to, after a while, like kind of soothe again, like I said, the sad beast, to let him calm down. That he doesn't have to try to kill it all the time, or he doesn't have to act like you're going somewhere. So you're gonna have to try to work that magic. Don't slack up because he has other women waiting for that work. So if you slacking up and you like, not tonight, and then that one night ends up being 2 or 3 nights, remember, when he steps out to that club, it's women putting their bid in. So basically, keep your energy level up. So that's the sex part. Breaking up with an Aries. Let him break up with you. Now this sounds scary. Not if you want to live, bear children, or fall in love again. You can only imagine what that means. So therefore, I guess it'll be a lot of rage. No, you didn't try to disrespect him and tell him that it's over with. So make him break up with you. That's the secret. And how you may have to do that is he is usually looking for the next best thing, so it would not be difficult to end it. So if you start slipping up on some things, remember when he steps out, or maybe in the workplace, he might have a work wife or whatever. He's looking for the next best thing, so that may be your way out. The best way to get rid of him is to bore him, ignore him, and refuse to sleep with him. Hey Donna, thanks for joining me tonight. So if you bore him, ignore him, and don't sleep with him, you can best believe he's about to move on. Just make yourself a hot mess around him. Just start. And I guess that's the common theme amongst many other stuff. Breaking up with many guys is just shit, pulling out those clothes they don't want to see you in, just being a bum basically around, and they'll disappear. Once you are done, mean it, because he won't want anything to do with you ever again. So it's not like you could just friend zone him after y'all break up. That's he's not going for that. So it's just over. So y'all might not ever even speak again. He will move on to the next woman like she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So all of a sudden she becomes that person that he's gonna show the chivalry, open doors, take care of her, treat her like no other. And then just remember, there's no second chances. So if you start missing this brother and you're having doubts, like, oh, maybe I should have stayed with him, it's done. Stick a fork in it, it's over. So that's your Aries brother. All right. No, I said 9:30 to 10:30. We got a late start. So technically, I probably got like 10 minutes to get through this one because I started a little late. Taurus man. He is a no-nonsense, Courtney, what's good, brother? He's a no-nonsense guy he's not trying to waste time with some flighty woman. No nonsense, don't got time for the games, don't got time for you being ratchet or whatever. That's not the type of woman that Taurus is looking for. April, thanks for joining me tonight. He is a strong brother who will take care of his business. No one understands why he's single because of his great qualities he possesses, but he is so picky. So that brother is picky. It's going to take him a while. You may be ready to move forward, but that Taurus brother, it's going to take a while, and you're going to have to ride it out. And if that's something you can't do, then you probably going to have to step, but it's not going to just be easy. You might be waiting for him to wife you or make you his girl or whatever. I know that sounds like so immature, but we still use it no matter how old we are, and it may take longer than you think. He wants a woman exciting and sexy, killer heels, and delicate jewelry. Not no jewelry from your ex. He may ask. Nah, I don't know about him asking. You know that Pisces asks where you got that from. Why you still wearing that jewelry from your ex? I don't know if the Taurus will. Dietrich Muhammad, thanks for joining me tonight. So that's what he likes to see, those heels. Damn, these men are wild about heels and delicate jewelry and stuff like heels. I understand certain situations you should wear heels, but we getting older. Some of y'all, might have suffer from the broken hip syndrome, and things like that. That you have to wear flat shoes, or you may have on dress. You might have on a dress and may have to wear some damn Nike ones or some Air Max or something because you got bad feet. So these brothers, this profile of these guys, you have to step it up because, whew, they don't. Some of the stuff just is not realistic, or they have a false sense of reality. Maybe. I guess there's no such thing as reality. There's only perception. So he is not looking for a woman with no goals and ambitions of her own. He wants to know your financial game is tight before he considers a future with you. So it's not one of those things that he's going, like, you could be fine as hell, but and y'all have a conversation about finances, and you say your credit's at 400, and you don't save, or you don't have no goals. Your ass ain't getting with that Taurus. Not him. Not the one I'm talking about. You may get with one that's not on this level, but you're not getting with him if you don't have your finances in order. Many people consider him materialistic, but I don't even think that's it. It may just be, remember, he's no nonsense. So he anything he does with money, he's serious about it. He knows where his money is going. That brother may have his bank book or whatever balanced down to the T. So it's serious. And his investments he always have an eye on the future. So he might be someone that does research on stocks and bonds and say, man, the Dow Jones is saying that this is going to be going up, this is trending or elevating, whatever words they use in that stock stuff. So that's him for you. He is the go with the flow type. Until you start messing with his money, then he becomes stressed out. So don't let him look out for you, or some way, somehow, you lie about your finances and he's dealing with you, and then you become a burden or strain on him, and his finances isn't the way he wants to. Oh no, that's gonna really piss him off. And he does not get caught up with family and friends with money. So if you, like, as far as family and friends, shit, they probably can't get a red cent from him. Not like that. Not nothing major, because he don't fool around with his money. So that's never going to be an issue, how you would be with some men, and you're a woman, and you may have your finances together, and you may say his sister or his cousin, his mother, they always asking for something. We can never do this because he loans out so much money to them. Not the Taurus. He don't fool around with them. Not like that. So, of course, Taurus, the bull, he is very stubborn, and he does not have time to pretend he is something that he is not. Because we know it's a lot of people faking jacks around here, especially in this day and age. Vanisha Prather, thanks for joining me tonight in the Counselor's Corner. So he is a chick magnet, and women flock to him. I just think that my headset wasn't charged up properly, so now I know that I need to keep it charged. I think what happened is I kept it on all day the last time I used it, so it was completely dead. So here you have it. So just bear with me. If my voice sounds different, this is how it's going to be for the rest of the time. But one of his greatest qualities is patience. So remember, he's going to take his time with you. He's trying to figure and study some things, and he wants to know that you're that person, because he's no nonsense. So he doesn't have time to play around. So even sexually, he may take his time, and it may not happen You may want it to happen, but he's going to take his time with that. If you are interested, understand he comes with a stack of friends. Many of them are his exes. Wow. So with S.R. Covington is saying he has a whole heap or stack of friends, and many of them are his ex-girlfriends. They still his friends. He friend zoned them, and then they are still willing to sleep with him if the opportunity presents itself. Now, could you handle that, ladies? Who can handle that? That's your man. But you have to understand that this Taurus has a whole bunch of friends, and many of them are his ex. And any given opportunity, they will give him that work. I want to see how many of y'all can handle that. Is there anybody out there that can handle that? Let me know. And it says this. So like I said, he's the type of man that takes his time to decide if you are the one. You may have to give him up in order to have him. So what I think is being said is, because of his patience, and it's taken, because sometimes we have that proverbial timeline, and a lot of that timeline is based on other people's timeline, and someone say, well, y'all been dealing for 6 months. Are y'all in a committed relationship? And you may say, shit, he never said nothing about that. I guess we okay. I mean, I've been seeing him like 3, 4. He's over here, I'm over there. But remember, he's taking his time before he makes that decision. So if his patience or lack of progression doesn't satisfy you, you may have to give him up. You may walk away. Only because remember, you can go into the friend zone, only to come back later because you realize, damn, this is as good as it gets. He was as good as it gets. See how that works? So don't be so quick to give up on something that they're making you feel good and you're in a good situation. Sometimes we give up way too easy. He is romantic and he knows how to make you extremely desirable. If you can get him, do yourself a favor and keep him. Sometimes, like I said, we just quick to cut people off, and that person might be the right person for you, and it might be just little things. And again, I'm always going to say, when you start running your mouth to people and they telling you about the timeline or what should happen, or because James proposed to them or they did this, that's them too. That's not your situation. So focus on your situation. Dating. It takes a lot to impress him. So be prepared to work for his attention. He does not do fake-ass women who pretend they are all that. So if you appear to be fake and acting like you're something that you're not, that doesn't impress him. Show him you can keep it drama-free and you might have a chance. So people out there with all that drama and like to create and stir up drama, you have to prove to him that that's not your life. If he sense any of that drama from your friends, your family, and all that, he's not going to go any further. You'll be friend zoned forever. He does not do competition with other men, so don't put him in that position. Nah, he ain't trying to, with your ex still calling or stopping by or whatever the case is, or y'all out and they trying to be funny, come up to you and stuff like that. He don't do that stuff. So either you're going to have to make a decision. And you probably, if you make a mistake that one time, you might have to tell the person, like, listen, if you ever see me out again and I'm with him, do not say nothing. Wave and keep it moving. Sometimes the things we want so bad to happen is the best things that never happen, I say. That's true, Fred. So true. So true. Let me read that again. Sometimes the things we want so bad to happen is the best things that never happen, I say. If I feel you on that one. So if you're interested in dating a Taurus, say yes, because he won't ask you again. So if you out and he approaches you and he's feeling you and you're hesitant, and your ass like, I gotta think about it. You don't do I think about it. Either right then or there. So if it's any inkling that you want to date this person. It ain't no, well, let me think about it. You done missed out on that opportunity with him. If you're out to eat with him and start bragging about another restaurant you ate at, he will have your ass at home before dessert is served. So, meaning he takes you to a nice French restaurant. You know, y'all having a good time, and you keep talking about when you was on vacation in Toronto or Paris or Mexico, wherever your ass went, and you keep talking about that restaurant. Oh, you're going to finish that main course, the bill's going to come, then your ass will be going home alone. He don't want to hear about that. Focuses on him at that time and you appreciating what you have in front of you right then and there. If you manage to make it to the second date, consider inviting him to your place. Remember, he is trying to mold you into his future wife. I know that many of you are going to disagree with that Taurus brother or that statement from S.R. Covington saying for you to invite him over for that second date and for you to cook, because I guess he's trying to see those skills. So you get that. If you're like, oh, nah, I don't invite nobody over my house until at least 6 months, 9 months, you're blowing it. You're definitely blowing it. And I know I got that lag going again. So you're blowing it in that case. So I'm not saying it has to be the second date, but you better shit or get off the pot with him. Before he comes, you need to be on point. So it ain't no getting ready or have a seat, here's the remote, I gotta go slip on something. You need to be ready and on point. He don't have time to waste. He don't do the wasting time. So rollers or bonnets, muumuus, whatever you have on, you better be on point. If he's coming at, you tell him to come in at 7, you better come out there dialed up, because that's just wasting his time if you still got to get dressed or shower because you smell like fish that you just cooked or whatever the case is, or smell like fish for other reasons. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Another slip. Damn. I think when I get older, I keep having these slips and I say stuff like I got Tourette's that I don't mean to say. I apologize for that last comment. That was real insensitive. Before he comes, you know, I already said that. As far as gifts, don't ask for something he is not willing to give, or you'll get freezed out. So, you should, after a while, you may know him. Remember, he's serious about his money. Don't ask for something if he say, what would you like? Give me an idea. And you ask for something that you know is totally out of the range, and you definitely ain't going to get it. If you do that, you're done. Goodbye. Stick a fork in it if you ask for something too extravagant or too much for that time frame that y'all been involved. So be careful what you ask for. In this case, because you ain't going to get it. I know they're saying be careful what you ask for. You just may get it. In this case, your ass ain't going to get it. Being anything but real about money makes him uncomfortable. So he's real about money. He's practical. Money means a lot to him. All right, as far as sex, he's probably the type that had sex before any of his other boys in the neighborhood. So he might be a little experienced at a young age. Why? I don't know. But that's what the book is saying. What else? Don't bother to rush him. He's going to do it his way. So there, you know, he's not going. You don't rush him during sex. He's going to do it his way. He wants to experience all of you: your smell, your touch, your taste. He finds your scent erotic, and it turns him on as he licks your inner thighs and tastes the salty sweat seeping from your pores. So remember, he wants all of you, because he wants to figure out, is this my woman? So he's willing to do all of that. You might as well relax, because he'll stop at your vagina and stay all day long, bringing you from one orgasm to another. I don't mean to turn some of y'all on with this erotic talk, but I'm just saying what the book is saying. He does love the idea of doing it outdoors, in the woods or on the beach, but wherever you do it. This is the man who will flip you over, bend you into a pretzel, and turn you out. So, mm, mm. Thanks for joining me, Nelly, tonight. So that's the sex component. As far as breaking up with the Taurus, the easiest and least painful way to kind of get away from a Taurus is to become bored and bore him sexually. So if you just laying there and not being excited or not willing to do anything outside the box, that definitely is not going to work. The most important thing to remember is that a Taurus man is not easily shaken. So you have to be brutally obvious. So meaning that he would have to know, like, she's serious, that this isn't working, that it's coming to an end. So of course, if you've been together a while, your Taurus man may do everything he can to keep the relationship together. So again, if y'all been together and he likes you and you make it to that stage, remember, he's no nonsense. So he's not, and it takes him a while. So he's not going to want to just run off compared to Aries, who might have somebody lined up to go through that process again. When he gives you money to household bills, spend a large chunk of it on frivolous things for yourself. That's your way to piss him off and have one foot out the door, and take the reins and announce that you want to start making some of the decisions in a relationship, including the financial ones. Now remember, and part of the thing of him taking his time, and I forgot to bring this up, he believes he's the man, you're the woman, he wears the pants. So if you start having that talk like, oh, I'm making some of the decisions, or I'm going to take control of the finances in these regards, that's not going to work for him. He wants that control because he's the man. So I know some of you ladies, independent ladies out here, that may not work for you. So that part of the Taurus you may not be feeling, but that's something that that he wants. So I just went through the three. If that's for you, I mean, it's good and bad to everyone. What this does is, if you're in a new relationship with someone, it may have you open your eyes to some of their behaviors. If you're still out dating, then you may know that some of this stuff may come along the way. If you don't believe in any of it, that's fine too. Then you just go with the flow, whatever person, whoever you're dealing with. So it depends on how you decide to use it. So with that said, folks, I'm going to sign out. That was part 2. Feel free to chime in throughout. I'll be sharing it, posting in other groups. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the lag. I'm going to have to before I do 3, I'm going to have to really position myself and see where's the best spot to do it at. But I apologize for those technical difficulties. But again, thank you all for taking your time and joining me in the Counselor's Corner tonight. And stay tuned for part 3 of Surviving Your Man's Zodiac Sign. And we're going to focus on, let's see, we already did Gemini. So is it Cancer, Leo, and then maybe the Virgo? Those will be the next 3. Cancer, Leo, and then Virgo will be coming up in part 3. So feel free to join, and feel free to look out for the posts as I post the different profile for each of those individuals. You might get one tonight, but definitely tomorrow. So we're gonna move forward with that. So thanks again for everybody who joined, and feel free to share the video, and feel free to join. I know it might be long, but sometimes I believe in it doesn't matter. I mean, something can be short but cannot be effective. Sometimes things may be long and drawn out. I hope I captivate your attention span. If not, then we'll have to shorten it. Just inbox me your thoughts or whatever. Sometimes I might have to shorten it and maybe do one. I know I spent a lot of time on each one of them, and that's because I want to try to give you the most information possible. But if I need to change up my style for 3 and 4, let me know. I could take constructive criticism. I could work around that. All right, so that's enough of that. I'm out. Everybody have a good night. Stay warm. Hey, remember, it's cuffing season, cuddle time. So find someone. If you don't, then stay busy. Stay busy till you fall asleep. You know what I'm doing? I'm gonna be down in my lab for a couple more hours till I get tired. So that's just me. All right, I'm out. Have a good night. Peace. See you soon.